Hiya. I'm back again, and I have realized something about myself. I am terrible at making summarized videos, hence why a lot of them are over an hour long. So for this one, I'm going to try keeping it a little shorter. Today I will be covering Link skills, Legion, and bossing Mules because their relevancy will improve greatly in Destiny because of the increased boss crystal prices and the fact that the Legion board will now include normal monster damage. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and remember to like, comment, and sub, or I will literally eat your mesos faster than Star Forcing does. Thanks. Now, in this video, I'm going to make sure that all of the topics are separate. So I will cover what each topic is about, why they're important, and then I will do a segment at the end of the video where I discuss how these, specific systems are intertwined and what you can do to improve your efficiency in building your account and making it the best it can be in the shortest amount of time. But yeah, that's it. Let's get into it. I will first start explaining what Link skills are, the best Link skills for leveling, the best Link skills for bossing, and other Link skills that you may want to consider. Okay, sorry if my voice is a little raspy. I have to re-record this section because I feel like I didn't cover it to the best of my ability. And I'm feeling just a little sick right now, so if I, blast the mic by coughing into it, or my raspy voice gets annoying, I apologize for that, but I digress. So getting into it in terms of Link skills. Link skills is essentially a system that innately gives a character a skill in their beginner tab that you can link to one other character. So because I'm a cannoneer, for example, I get a Pirate Blessing Link skill. My character can have it, and I can link it to one other character. So for example, it won't show up here, but I have it linked to one of my ALTS on my account, right? For when I'm bossing, so that I do more damage and I take less damage, essentially. But Link skills, you can link 12 of them. And Link skills is basically just bonus stats for your account. It's hardly any sort of active besides Angelic Buster Link. I will cover this in just a second because this is one of the most important Link skills in the game. But essentially there are many Link skills for many different occasions. So for example, there are passives that give you 15 damage, 20 boss damage, or stats like Jet, where you can reroll and get more stats, so 35 strength or 33 attack. And then there's also some actives like Invincible Belief that give you HP regeneration when your HP is 15% or lower. Things like Spirit of Freedom that give you invincibility frames after you revive. Or, even, Link skills for training. So, Evan Link skill makes your rune duration a lot longer. Or Elven Blessing, that gives you just flat out more XP. But, yeah. In this segment, I also forgot to mention that Link skills can level up, so obviously the stronger a character is, the higher level the Link skill will be. So at level 70, you will unlock the level 1 Link skill for the designated character. You will unlock level 2 at level 120, and you will unlock level 3 Link skill at level 210. Now, not all of the classes in the game have level 210 or level 3 Link skills. So when you're starting out on a brand new account, plan accordingly. Try to level up the Link skills that will give you a good boost of damage in the early game through the level 2 Link skills. But yeah, back to the video. Link skills is fairly straightforward. There's not really a whole lot to touch on besides that you can link 12 skills to a character, including your own, so 13 skills overall. Link skills in terms of what's the best for a specific class depends on the class, but generally the link skills that you're seeing right now are the best in slot in terms of doing damage against bosses. So Fury Unleashed for 20% boss damage, Light Wash for 20 ignore enemy defense when I have it level 3. I don't have it level 3 right now, I'm working on it. Wild Rage level 3, which gives 15% damage. Elementalism, which gives 10% damage. Judgment, which gives 4% critical damage. Unfair Advantage, which gives you 6% damage when you are a higher level than the monster, and another 6% damage when you afflicted that specific monster with an abnormal status effect. Solace, that gives 1% damage, and every time that you continue to stay in combat, you get an extra 3% damage, and it stacks up to 5 times. Terms and conditions, it is an active, so when you use it, you get 60% damage for 10 seconds, and this can be affected by buff duration. Core Aura, which is a link skill that Jet has that you can re-roll to augment a certain number of stats for your account. So for example, I'm getting 35 strength and 33 attack. Empirical Knowledge, where you have a chance of afflicting an enemy with a debuff. You get 3% damage and 3% ignore enemy defense per stack, and this can stack up to 3 times. So 9% damage, 9% ignore enemy defense. Thief's Cunning gives you 18% damage for 10 seconds when you afflict an enemy with a debuff, and it has a 20-second cooldown. And then Focus Spirit, which gives you 10% boss damage, 10% critical rate, and 5 HP and MP, but the HP and MP are insignificant. The reason why terms and conditions is so important is because Maplestory as a whole is shifting in a sort of a burst meta, so the better your class can burst, the easier it is for you to obviously take out a boss, because most of your damage can only be compressed in certain windows, because boss mechanics are becoming increasingly difficult, so realistically the only good window you have to do damage is when you bind the boss or lock it in place. But yeah, there are other useful link skills for bossing, Invincible Belief being one of them for bosses like Black Mage, where if you do fall under a certain threshold of HP, you do regain HP automatically. This can be good because sometimes you will be potion locked in that fight. There are link skills like Spirit of Freedom, having invincibility frames when you revive in Gloom or Darknell makes it a lot easier to cleanse or stay alive for a lot longer. Or let's see, Close Call can also be good sometimes. It's the only reason why most people don't use Close Call is because it is very RNG, so you have a 10% chance of surviving an attack that kills you. So in fights where there is a lot of death count, like Magnus, or Damien, or Will, this link skill is very good. Now, in terms of XP link skills, there are only 3 in this game. There is Combo Kill Blessing, which gives you more Combo Kill Orb XP from Aaron. This is really good for when you're leveling up early game characters, so from level 0 to 120. Because combo orbs start to fall off once you start to hit the later levels of the game. There is Evan Blessing, which is generally good because it's just a flat amount of XP. And then there is the most important one, which is the Evan Link skill, which gives you more rune duration. And because of events like Sunny Sunday or even haste sometimes, getting runes that last longer and having runes that give you 3 times or 200% XP is very, very important for training characters in the late and end game. Its effectiveness is much higher than the Mercedes Link skill when the appropriate events are going on. But in terms of general, leveling, they are relatively the same. But yeah. That's pretty much everything I have to say about link skills. Next I'll be covering Legion and how you can intertwine these two systems to optimize your account as fast as possible.
or at least get it to a decent strength level in a, you know, reasonable amount of time. Yeah, shall we move on?
Okay, so next we're going to be talking about Legion, and Legion is heavily intertwined with Link skills. Essentially, what Legion is it takes the sum of the top 40 characters on your account in terms of level, and it adds them together. And that is what your total level for your Legion is. And essentially what it does is it gives you coins and bonus stats to basically make your account a lot stronger as a whole. So any stats that you gain from Legion will be applied to your entire account. And the coins that you get from Legion can be used to, you can spend it at this shop over here where you can get extra buffs like 30 attack, XP coupons, drop rate, or even Meso. So in Reboot, these coupons are very important. And you can buy other stuff like Master Craftsman Cubes and Rebirth Flames, but I highly suggest that you stay away from this. Only the Epic Potential Scrolls and the coupons are generally what you want to buy. But so basically, when you level up a character, you can place that character onto a grid to gain bonus stats. Now, in the beginning, when your Legion is in between 0 to 3000, you will only have the innermost square, which will give you basic stats like attack, magic attack, or stats that may apply to your class. But as your Legion grows and your Legion becomes a lot stronger, then you start opening up the outermost square, which starts to unlock the more important stats like critical damage, ignore enemy defense, boss damage, crit rate, and bonus XP. Even buff duration for that matter of fact. Buff duration is also fairly useful. But yeah. And when you place a character on the board, the character himself also has an effect. So for example, my Cannoneer, when I place it onto the board, will give my entire account 100 flat strength. Now, the character bonuses are not affected by percentages, so it says 100 strength, it is going to be 100 strength. No matter how much percent I have on my gear, it will be 100% strength. Though if you fill in the spaces on the Legion board, these will be affected by percentages. So you can see that it's split into two subsections, I guess you could say. There's two set of bonuses. There's grid bonuses, which could be filled by your characters to give you bonus stats. So for example, I'm getting 50 strength, 5 attack, 20 boss damage, 20 critical damage, 11 crit rate, 40 boss damage, 40 ignore enemy defense, and 4 knockback resistance. And then there's the member bonuses that come from specific characters. So, for example, 10% minion duration comes from my Corsair, that's level 200. If I can find it. There we go. Right? Now, one thing that's important to note about Legion is the more your Legion grows, the more you will get Legion raid power. Now, Legion raid power essentially means how fast you generate Legion coins, and obviously generating more Legion coins is better because that means you can buy more coupons and level up your account faster. Legion raid power can be gained in 3 ways. The first is obviously leveling. Leveling up your characters gives your characters the most amount of Legion raid power. Increasing your damage range also affects the Legion raid power of the character and the star force of the characters. So the more star force you have, the more Legion raid power they have. I'm pretty sure it's in increments of 10 that increases the amount of Legion raid power you get from that character, but realistically the differences in star force and damage range is insignificant and something you probably won't notice. Let's see. Okay, yes, I should probably say this. So when you start out at level 0,
Obviously, you won't have a legendary legion. There are specific legion ranks. So when you start the game, you will first be at Nameless Legion 1, in which you can assign 9 members to the board, and obviously this grows every time you add 500 levels to your account. So when you hit 500 Legion, you will have Nameless Legion rank 1. So this also starts at 0 levels now, so whatever character you have, you can just assign to the board for bonus stats. But when you hit 500 levels, you won't be able to level up your Legion. The next increment is 1000 Legion, where you can assign 10 members. It is Nameless Legion rank 2. Rank 3 at 1500, you get another member. Nameless Legion rank 4 at 2000, and then rank 5 at 2500. Now, the first big jump in Legion where you start to get a lot more damage into your account is when you hit 3000 Legion, or Renowned Legion rank 1. So this increases the amount of characters that you have assigned to your board from 13 to 18. And then it continues for another 2000 levels in increments of 500, increasing the amount of characters that you have in your Legion by 1 until you hit 5.5 thousand Legion, which is called Heroic Legion rank 1, in which you will get, instead of the 18 that you get from 3000 Legion, you will have 27 members that you can assign. And so on and so forth until you get to the end. I should probably... Yeah, let's do this. You can take a good look at what the legions look like, thanks to MapleWiki, by the way. And in order to rank up your legion, you will also need to spend coins at the you know, I guess you can call it the Legion Station. You will need to talk to this lady, Dame Appropriation. And then when you talk to her, you just click Raise My Legion Rank, and that will cost a specific amount of Legion coins in order to make that happen. And obviously, increasing your Legion rank allows you to put more characters onto your Legion board and effectively give you more stats as you go along. Now, there is also a daily for Legion coins if you want to do that. Essentially, you talk to Dame Appropriation and you accept the 2 quests, Whip the Whelps and Defeat the Golden Wyvern. And then you go to Manage Legion and start Raid. Doing these 2 dailies will give you an extra 30 Legion coins a day. And essentially, all you need to do is go in and hit the monsters that are in the Legion area, I guess we'll call it. And then after you do that, so you'll need to kill 100 of the normal wyverns and 20 of the golden wyverns. Their timing in terms of how long the quests take is relatively the same. You will need to be fairly strong to finish this quest though. They have the health of about mobs that are in Lachlan, so take that into account. If you do kill 100 mobs here though, and the 20 golden wyverns, you will get 30 Legion coins a day. 20 from the golden wyvern quest line, and then 10 from the normal wyvern quest. But yeah, in order to enter the raid, I should probably say this. In order to enter the raid, you need to make sure that the character that you're entering the raid with is assigned to your Legion board, or else you won't be able to enter the Legion raid. Now, another thing that's also good about Legion is that there are presets. You get 2 for free, and you can unlock the 3rd, 4th, and 5th if you go to the shop and buy the, Legion preset coupon. And basically what the presets do is they basically allow you to switch between, you know, specific activities, let's say. So when I'm farming, obviously I want more bonus XP and more critical damage, but when I'm bossing, I want boss damage, IED, so on and so forth. So, and one thing to note, I don't know if I already said this, but the stats for Legion is applied to the entire account. So the 20 crit damage and all of the bonuses that are listed here gets applied to my entire account. Now for anybody who has, for any of my returning players who have lab blocks, when you apply them to the Legion board, does not count towards your members assigned. So even though it says I can only assign 36 characters, I have technically 38 because I participated in the lab event back in the day because I'm a boomer or something. But yeah, so the thing is with Legion is you can, if you efficiently plan what characters you want to level, you can make your account very strong in a short amount of time. So for example, if I level up characters like Hayato to 200, not only will I get 5% critical damage, but I'll also get myself a link skill in the early game that will give me 25 all stats and 15 attack, right? Or if I were to level up a character like, let's say, Xenon, right? Xenon gives 20 stats for my characters, and then I also get the link skill that gives me 10% all stats. Or for example, if I were to level up a Kana gives me 5% boss damage, and it also gives me the link skill of 10% damage. And obviously, depending on what character you're maining, your Legion Mules might look a little different. So because I'm playing a strength-based class, I want to have strength-based Legion Mules. So for example, I have a warrior or a hero because it gives me 80 strength. Or I have an arc because it gives me 80 strength. Right? So on and so forth. I have what's another class based? I have Shade because it gives me, or Paladin because it gives me 80 strength. Buccaneer because it gives me 80 strength. Kaiser because it gives me 80 strength. You get the idea, right? There are some Legion pieces that are generally good and that you want to have. Kana being one of them. Demon Avenger being another. Demon Avenger giving 5% boss. Beast Tamer, if you do have the character created on your account, is nice because it gives 5% ignore enemy defense. Zero is also another important one because Zero gives it 10% XP obtained when you get this thing to level 200. There are other ones like where is it? Where are you? It's so hard flipping through all of these characters. Blaster's another good one because you get ignore enemy defense. Shade's a good one. Critical damage. Same thing with Jet. Critical damage. Night Lord. Critical rate. So I have a lot of these Legion bonuses that generally just make my account stronger. So having an extra 20% critical damage means that my critical damage, or I crit much harder than the average person, right? And on top of that, with my link skills, you can see where it goes. You start to scale really hard. And considering that gear becomes really expensive to enhance, sometimes it is important to get the bonuses that don't involve your gear so that min-maxing becomes a little easier in that regard. But yeah, that's everything I have to cover about Legion. If you have any questions, please ask below or check my stream out at twitch.tv/acat3. I stream every day that I can at 6 Eastern. I don't know if I covered this perfectly. It's quite a complicated system, so if you do have questions, please come and ask. Feel free. But yeah. This recording is 14 minutes long. Okay, so we're probably going to move on to bossing mules and why bossing mules are also important, especially in the coming months with Destiny and Kishin being removed. I should probably also mention the intervals and leveling intervals for Legion characters as I wrap up this segment. So I'll probably throw this somewhere in between the Legion segment where it, fits appropriately. So As Legion characters level up, they will be able to fill up more spaces on the board. So starting from level 60, you will have a B tier character that will fill up one spot and have a basic stat. And then at level 100, you will have an A tier Legion, which will give boosted stats and they'll fill up 2 slots. And then you'll have S tier at 140, which fills up 3 slots and increases that stat even further. Then there's double S at level 200 that greatly increases that stat. And then they'll be able to fill up 4 slots on the Legion board. And then there's triple S at level 250 plus that will give you a crazy amount of stats and fill up 5 slots on the board. Now, each class will take a different shape on the board. So for example, my level 200 Dawn Warrior is a square. Level 200, so he is a double S character, right? And he gives me 80 strength, I'm pretty sure. Hold up, let me just double check. No, he gives me 2000 HP. But I digress. He is a square on the board, but a thief that's level 200 will take an L shape. So as you grow your Legion characters, they will take different shapes, so you'll need to plan accordingly on how to fill your board to optimize your stats as much as possible. And yeah. Use these intervals to your advantage. So instead of getting a character to 120, get it to 140 so that you can get the S tier Legion and fill up more slots on the board. Because filling up more slots on the board becomes very important, especially when you need to reach the outer segments of the Legion, and considering that a lot of slots need to be filled. One more thing that I also forgot to mention is that you can move the inner segments of the Legion. So for example, I can replace Dex and Luck. So for example, if I want Luck to go over here, I can put Luck over here and Dex over here. And then obviously it'll just confirm that I want that to happen. Realistically, it doesn't make a difference because I barely have anything filled over here. But for the outer segments of the Legion, you will not be able to switch their spots. So if you want IED and boss damage and crit damage, you need to make sure that you have enough coverage to fill up all of the segments on the board. That is very, very important. But yeah. That's it for this little side segment, or this, side track, I guess we could say. Now, the final thing that I wanted to talk about is bossing mules. So if you opt to make a character fairly strong, and you can do weekly bosses on that character, then obviously you can start to make a decent amount of weekly income through just doing bosses on that character. So for example, on my Shadower, I solo every boss up to normal Damien. So because I do all of the bosses, and that includes Chaos Zachem, Hard Magnus, Hard Hela, Chaos Papulatus, CRA, Chaos Pink Bean, a normal Cygnus, and then Lotus and Damien respectively, and a Ketchy for GMS players. I make roughly around 800 mil on that character a week, which is a decent sum of money considering that doing those bosses only takes me around half an hour, maybe a little longer, maybe 45 minutes. And this doesn't require me to use any totems on my account, so it's just extra passive income that I have that other people don't. Now, this is also being improved in Destiny because the boss crystals right now in Reboot only sell for 3 times their value. But in Destiny, this is being changed so that they sell for 5 times their value. So any money that you make through weekly bossing mules right now is going to be multiplied by 1.6. So assuming that I make 800 mil on my Shadower, after Destiny I should be making roughly around 1.3 bill. And that goes for every character that I have that can do up to normal Damien and normal Lotus. So that goes for my Dual Blader, That goes for my Kana, my Bowmaster, and soon enough my Hero and my Dark Knight. But that's my main, my Shadower, my Dual Blade, Kana, and Bowmaster. That's 5 characters that I can potentially make over 2 bill a week on. Or 1 to 2 bill a week on. Without having to use any totems, without having to farm, without having to do anything. Yes, it does take time to build these characters, and it does take time to do the bosses, but it is an investment that will make your account much stronger, because not only do you need these characters to hit a certain strength to do bosses, but with that strength that they have, it'll also make your Legion stronger, because obviously my Shadower has 240 levels, my Dual Blade has 230 levels, so that means that I don't need to work as much on other characters to get my Legion to higher levels. Yeah, just some food for thought, because Legion Mules are going to be very important, and the only spawn enhancers that we will have after Destiny will be Wild Totems, which you can only get 17 a month. So, considering that you can only farm at fairly efficient speeds for 34 hours a month, the importance, I guess you could say, of bossing Mules will greatly increase. Yeah, I think that'll be it. I'm probably just gonna throw out some closing statements. Okay, so that'll be it. That's pretty much everything you need to know about alts in this game. Very, very, very important, especially if you want to min-max and make your characters, not characters as strong as possible. So if you don't know what to main in this game, try a few characters. It's beneficial for your account anyways. Now, once again, if you do have any questions, or if I missed something, please comment down below or ask questions at my stream at twitch.tv/acad3. I try to stream every day that I can at 6 p.m. Eastern. But that'll be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I really delayed this video like a long time. So many things were getting in the way. Getting to 270, learning bosses. You know, I've been doing a lot of black mage attempts, a lot of like new bossing and things that are scheduled and getting in my way. I've also been trying to craft and get my accessory crafting and smithing to Meister. I might make a guide on crafting, by the way, soon as well. But sorry for the delays. I'm kind of short pressed on time. A lot of time is spent streaming. A lot of time is spent progressing my character. Also, work is eating a lot of time. Yeah, because I have to take an hour bus ride to get there and back, which is not the most fun, I would say, but yeah. That'll be it. Remember to like, comment, and sub, or I will literally delete your mesos faster than Starforcing does. I appreciate it.